It is time for everyone's favorite segment, the power rankings, all right?
Yeah.
Where do we see each team stack up prior to training camp? Let's start at number 10. What do you have, S?
Yeah, I think we both agree on this. It's Brampton. Losing Kobe McEwen is huge. They're going to
Tough goal
have...
for us because we got to cover them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. But don't worry, we'll cover them well. I mean, the other thing is just a couple of the U Sports guys stepping into big roles. Callum Baker going to be on the squad and really getting an increased role. So I think they're at 10 just because there's a lot of question marks.
Absolutely. And then number 9, we're on the same page as well. Montreal.
Yes.
We love Montreal, okay?
Yes.
Again, we're not trying to offend anyone, but the host city, so they will have a sentiment.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
seen it in the past, right? These teams that host end up stepping up and moving on to
They
the
also
next
end
round
up
as well.
dog walking the season, though, which I wonder how is that going to impact just like getting reps for younger guys. Like I mentioned, Ismail Diouf. Like how is that going to impact this team? But I agree with you.
Number 8 is where we differ a bit. Who do you have?
Oh, man. Okay, so I have Edmonton as my number 8 team, and I know you have them higher. I just think, look, they have the continuity, but they also, like, they did make an upset last year, beating Winnipeg in the playoffs, and that is great. That's incredible. Bringing the team back. I love the continuity. Makes sense. I just think the talent level, they didn't add anybody that makes me want to put them higher. They've stayed the same. The talent level in the league has increased.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have Edmonton at 4. Wow. Vancouver, I just, finished at 8-12. And it's much of the same team.
I just don't see it with
tough.
them being 4, man. That's okay.
So
well,
6 and 7 are interchangeable for us, right?
Yeah.
I have Calgary at 6. You have Ottawa at 6, and then
Yes.
vice versa.
Yeah, so we flipped Ottawa and Calgary, but I think the main question for me is just, look, Calgary is there's just a lot of question marks on that team. I think they have the group like them. They sort of have brought most of that group together continuity-wise, but again, it's just have you gotten better as the league has gotten better around you? That's my big question.
Absolutely. And for me, Ottawa, it'll all depend on what version of Brandon Sampson we get, right? Like the MVP candidate that we saw in Newfoundland, or a more diminished, but I think he's very capable of filling in the void that is left by Quadrigue. Okay, the top 5 here, all right?
Okay, all right.
Top 5. This is where it gets real fun. I have Saskatchewan at 5. You?
Saskatchewan at 5 too. I think for both of us, they're a swing team because Jalen Harris is a question mark. Obviously his talent, his scoring ability, but just how is that going to be acclimated on the Rattlers? A couple of the Clippers guys, Elijah Harkless, Bryson Williams, how are those guys going to be incorporated? New coach, new GM. How does that all look? Right?
I was going to say, for me, I have him this high because of Larry Abney, the coach. Obviously, a lot of experience in LA, working with guys like Kawhi, Paul George, Shai, right? So he has experience, and I think he's the reason, Jalen was lured there. So I have a high bar for them as well.
You see the vision, but you want to see how it looks.
Exactly.
I got you. Yeah.
Number 3.
So I have Vancouver at number 4, and I think the reason I have them at number 4 so high up, we kind of flip those two teams. Kobe McEwen, I think he is a really, really good player. Being next to, I think, Nick Ward, great pick and roll potential between those two. That's going to be an elite 2-man game.
Yeah. All right, so Winnipeg at 3 for me.
Niagara at 3 for me. The talent is there for both squads. Adding Nathan Kayo to the mix with Niagara is going to be an interesting mix. I think you could probably, that might be the edge to make them 2, but yeah, that's my question with those guys.
Yeah, pretty simple for me. Returning core for Niagara. They just all constantly knocking on the door. They're always there. Yeah. So that's why I have them at 2. It was really tough for me not to put them at 1, but you got to put the defending champions
Absolutely.
at number 1.
I mean, look, the defending champs, they add cadre. They have the talent, the incredible atmosphere, too, to go and play at. If you haven't gone to a Scarborough game, definitely go out and try to make
Grab
it there.
yourself a patty as well.
Yes, do so. The defending champs, they have to be number 1. Why not?